Hi, this is Susie Cheel from susiecheel.com, and today I'm talking with Genevieve Cohn, who is one of two people who's running this week the Reclaim Your Wellness Summit. Hi, Genevieve.
Hi, Susie. How are you?
I'm great. And you?
I'm great. Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to the summit this week.
Yes, me as well.
Because, as you know, reclaiming my health has been part of my journey. So when you invited me to this, I thought, well, this is great. So maybe you'd just like to tell the listeners and the readers of my blog just a little bit about how this Reclaim Your Wellness Summit has come about.
Yes, I'd love to. The Reclaim Your Health eSummit came about from a desire from me and my friend Dr. Rachel Haviland to help women to take back their health on the emotional, spiritual, and physical levels. And because we each have our own stories with doing that, and we have noticed that there really is a growing need for women to understand that they are worth taking care of themselves and taking care of their health. So that's how it came about. And since then, we've started this whole thing. Probably, I think we started our first eSummit. We started working on it back in March. And we had our spring eSummit in May, which was lots of fun. And then our fall eSummit is coming up this week.
Right. So what can people expect when they join in to listen? Because it's only over 3 days, isn't it?
Yes, it's 3 days. It is starting October 22nd through October 24th here in America. Those will be the dates. And they can expect to hear some wonderful speakers that also have had their own wellness or health. We use that interchangeably very often, their own health journey. And everybody's got their own story in this eSummit, and they are experts on how they've reclaimed their own health, and they help many women to do the same. So what's great about this eSummit is very often a lot of our listeners come to the summit going, well, I don't know where to start. Well, a place like this event that we're having this week is an excellent place to start because there are lots of great tips and tricks and information that is really key to helping a woman reclaim her health and realize that, yes, we are powerful, and although we give to others, the most important people that we really need to give to start with is ourselves.
And that's often where we all fall down as women, isn't it? We forget. We feed out and give out to everybody else, but we forget that we need me time. And we need, and within that me time, we need it for our mind, our body, and our spirit. And we need, and feeding all three, and it takes time. And I think that's something that sometimes a lot of women feel, I don't have the time to do that.
And yeah, that's amazing. What we just had, I forget, because we also, Rachel and I, Dr. Rachel Haviland and I, have our Reclaim Your Health radio show on Blog Talk Radio. We're discussing this just this week, last week rather, I should say. And really, I don't have time very often means I don't think it's important enough to make it a priority.
I think that's, that's so right, actually.
Yeah, I believe so. And when we don't make it a priority, really, not only do we suffer, but our loved ones suffer as well. So, because we're not giving the best of ourselves to the people that we love.
That's right. So even if people start off by just taking a small amount of time, that can begin to create the ripple of change that I often, talk about. Well, I think it's going to be a really exciting summit. I'm really happy to be one of the speakers. Yes. And so you can just see here on the video or under the video, depending on where you watch it, the link where you can go to join in. And if you feel you haven't got time to watch the summit, what I'd like to say is I know the interviews they're not hour-long interviews. The interviews are around about, 30 minutes. So You can
Yes.
listen to them while you're doing something else because it's all in audio. So it's a really special gift that you could give to yourself for the next 3 days, starting on the 22nd or the 23rd if you're here in Australia, and learn just some tips. There might be just one little piece of gold that changes your life that you hear over those 3 days. So, Genevieve, before we go, is there anything else you'd like to the people who might be thinking about registering for this eSummit?
I think this eSummit is really important and events like it because if we want to change our lives and the way that we're feeling on a daily basis, sometimes we need to take a little bit of action. So, very often as women, we tend to be more passive and say, well, how come nobody's helping me? Well, what's great about this Reclaim Your Health eSummit is you can help yourself.
And on that note, we'll leave it. So that's the message from here is it's time to help yourself. Thanks, Genevieve. And this has been Susie Cheel from susiechiel.com.
Thank you, Susie. It was great to be with you today.